All right, Alison, how are you today?
I'm great, thank you.
So, Alison is the head of college at Dulwich College, Seoul. Look, I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I'll let you begin with your presentation. Well, you give me 2 seconds, and I got this right here for you. All right, and I'll let you begin.
Fantastic. Thank you, Anderson, and annyeonghaseyo to everyone who's joined us. It's wonderful to see such a diverse community online. I'm going to get straight into it because I know that we're running tight on time and I only have 20 minutes and I want to maximize the use of that. As Anderson has shared, my name is Alison Derbyshire, and we can flip to the next slide. I am the head of college at Dulwich College, Seoul. That's a beautiful photo of me, retouched slightly, but we'll take it. And I have joined this year in the position. I have been working with EIM for 11 years now. I joined from New Zealand. You may have been able to pick up from my accent. Originally from Auckland, and I worked in schools there in both pastoral and academic leadership roles and in EdTech. And then I moved across to China to Dulwich College, Suzhou, 11 years ago, and began there as a history teacher, back in the classroom full time with 11 different preps. It was a crazy first year. And then moved on to be the assistant head in charge of the IB program there. And then I moved to Dulwich College, Shanghai, 3 years later as a deputy head academic, and then moved into the head of senior school role there 4 years ago. And then this year have been appointed as head of college at Dulwich Seoul. So it's my third EIM school. I'm a product of the great environment that you would have heard Leslie and Caroline talk about. And we say third time lucky, so I think I'm now in the best place. That's a little bit about myself. Flip to the next slide. Today, we're just going to talk a little bit about background. I'll be short on this one because I know you've already heard a bit, and then want to talk about the most important part, our people, and then a little bit about our campus and facilities, and a little bit about Korea. Some of you will know a little bit about Korea, having lived here before, but for those who don't, I'll give you a little bit of insight from my experience here as a newcomer. So starting off with our roots and DNA, you've already heard about our past from Dulwich College in London, and we obviously have strong connections with them, and we look forward to seeing them in our events that happen throughout the year. If we flick to the next slide, beautiful shot of the campus in London there. And we follow a lot, of course, of their traditions, including their excellence across not only academic but holistic education. So where does Dulwich College Seoul fit into this? If we flick to the next slide, you can see our campus looks slightly different. We're the only the Dulwich College in Asia that doesn't have a clock tower, but we're working on how we might be able to incorporate that. We're a campus that is within the heart of Seoul, right near the Han River. We're about 5 minutes walk to the Han River, and about half an hour away from anywhere that you might like to go in Seoul. And it is a fantastic campus because we are if we just go back to the campus there, because we are in the heart of the city, we have restrictions on how many students that we can have. We have 700 as our maximum. So we offer this wonderful personalised learning where you really know the students and the students know their teachers, right from the age of 3 years old in reception up to 18 years old. And we're all in the same building together across 6 different floors. And so it's wonderful for the students who are graduating this year to be able to see the teacher that taught them in reception on the way up the stairs to their common room. We have more than 42 nationalities on with our students, so come from a huge range of countries, and of course they go on to a wonderful range of universities as well. We're really focused on best fit and what's going to be a good one for them. Right, so it's a little bit about the college itself. We were in 2010 founded, so we were the 4th in the group. But the first one outside of China. So we are very proud of that. Okay. when we look, about 2 years ago, we decided that we wanted to have a look at our mission, vision, and values again. And so we involved all of our community, students, staff, parents, and the wider community as well, in really having a look at what did we want to be? What do we want to be as a community? What do we want to be able to achieve? And this was the outcome of it. So this is our vision statement. This is what we want to be able to achieve as a school. We want to make sure that we build a more just, equitable, and sustainable world. And that's not just the staff doing it, it's the students, it's the parents and the staff working together to be able to achieve that goal. So how do we go about doing that? That comes to our mission. So how do you achieve your vision? Through your mission. And so we designed that the mission would be to make sure we inspire our young people to grow as global citizens and make sure that they make a positive difference in the world. There's such incredible young people. We want to send them off into the world already making a positive difference and inspired and motivated to create more. So onto how do we live that every day? And we live that through our values. So these were the 6 values that were created and agreed upon by the school and that we strive to live and walk the talk every day. So excellence, kindness, sustainability, diversity, and community. And if you come and visit the school or if you see anything that we're doing, I hope that you would see these resonating through. I know from my experience as a newcomer to the school, I see these in action every day, and our decision making and how we act as a college all comes back to these values. So on the next slide, you'll be able to see a little bit more detail around that. So, for example, this excellence, we talk about academic excellence. We want to make sure that we help students reach their potential. And I'd actually argue this one a little bit further, that we're not just looking for students to reach their potential, because many of the times students really undersell themselves and don't understand really where their potential is. So we want to push them past their own perceived potential onto their real true potential. And that is in academic areas. We have a wonderful IB and IG results that have come through. However, we also want to make sure it's in all areas and a holistic opportunity for them. So whatever they do, they're striving for excellence. And that's for our students and our staff and our parents alike. We do call ourselves the kindest school in the universe because that's what we want to be, and that's what we strive to be every day. And our students here and our staff and our parents are really focused on kindness and what that means. We have a very inclusive, very open community, and we make sure that in everything that we do, we put kindness at the forefront. Sustainability, of course, we're linked with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So in our decision making and, in our curriculum, where global citizenship is a key part for us. And linked, of course, to that is with our DEI agenda. We do a lot of work in diversity, equity, inclusion. We don't sit comfortably just saying, hey, we're a great school. We actually want to make sure that we're better than just being a good school, that we're leading in that area and that we're constantly learning and constantly making our school a better place and a place where people, students, staff and parents really feel like they belong. And that is so key. We also, the community aspect, we really are in the centre of the city, the hub. Our parents are in and out of here every day in a supportive and kind manner. Our students and our staff are back on campus outside of the classroom all the time as well. With that, for our staff community, we have yoga, we have badminton, we have our pool where our staff, come in and relax and work on their well-being with as well. We're very much a school that people are in and out of all the time, and we want to keep building on that and giving back to our community as well. So that's a little bit about the values in terms of that one. Okay, so on to the next slide. We're going to share, I think we'll have, we might just skip this one, Anderson, because it's a lovely sort of summary in visual form of what I've just talked about, but I'm conscious of time and being able to answer some questions at the end. So I think we can just pop on through to the next one. Now, you will have probably heard about the opportunities that we have, like our students in year 9 have the opportunity to go pass for a term to go to Switzerland. It's an extra cost, of course, but they have this incredible program where they can go for 12 weeks and really develop themselves. So that's with one of our ties that we have with our sister school, HIF. And it's a fantastic, I've never seen somewhere so beautiful in my life. And I come from New Zealand, so that's saying something. Right, so pop on to the next one and we'll talk a little bit about our people. Now, in New Zealand, the Māori people have a saying which is key, which is Hea te mea nui o te ao, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. And it means what is the most important thing? It is the people, it is the people, it is the people. And that's what I personally believe. And that's what we believe as a college, that at the centre of everything we do is our people. So who comes first? It's always the students that come first. So if you can flick on to the next slide, you will see some of our, one of our passionate students working with some of our leadership there, and some of our student leaders. This is Gabby Green, who is one of our alumni. I put this on here because she's an example of an incredible young person that we've had graduate with us. She was passionate about advocacy and about intercultural awareness, and it really was something that she took for granted when she was in international school with us. And then when she went on to university, realised this wasn't the case for everyone else. So she has set up herself a not-for-profit organisation which has it puts himself as wanting to be the leading voice in intercultural understanding and promotion of intercultural understanding for young people. And it's a fantastic not-for-profit. And she came back and spoke to students within the year group here, was incredibly inspirational and shared her story. Now, she's just one young woman, but all of our young people here are really passionate, really interested, really want to do well, really engaged. Behavioural problems, very, very minimal, only down to like sort of classic teenage misbehaviours at time. And the students are really focused and great to have in the classroom. Great for conversations, engagement, debate. You know, your learning and teaching can really thrive with them because they want to do well. We have another young lady who I was just talking to this week who is realised that many young people coming back or people returning from the States to live in Korea knew very little about Korean history. So she's gone about setting up a YouTube channel to do little snippets of Korean history to be able to teach people, knowing that the attention span of young people and many older people is quite short. And she's now got tens of thousands of followers and helping to educate people about Koreans past, which is fantastic. So that's just a couple of examples of specific students, but as a whole, our students are incredibly polite, kind, engaging, ready to learn and welcoming. So I'm sure that you would enjoy working with them. Of course, alongside our students, we have our staff. Our staff is a wonderful teaching team. And if you flick to the next slide, you'll see one of the key, we won't probably have time for the video, but you'll be able to watch that on YouTube if you're interested in what she's doing. And so here's Emma, one of our teachers. She was the head of maths and is now our IB coordinator. And what her quote there really shows an example of that pioneering spirit that we want our teachers to have. It's not just in and about teaching content and rote learning in the classroom. We want our teachers to be able to sort of experiment, try new ways of teaching and learning, continually adapt their practice, continual learners, setting the example themselves, and always striving to be the best teacher they possibly can be. The most important role that any teacher, any leader, any administration has in the school is that teaching and learning comes first, and what happens in the classroom is most important. And there is magic that happens in our classroom, and that's up to the teachers. From the child-centred learning that goes on in the early years framework right through to the IB, higher level physics, complex equations that I'm still struggling with, there is magic that happens, and it's because of our teachers. They are passionate, they work really hard, they come from around the world, they collaborate, and they set such an incredible example for our students on how to be a continual lifelong learner. So we have incredibly high standards for our teachers. They work really hard, but we also support them really well. Great professional development learning opportunities, and also a wonderful social network where you can get out and about and get engaged with the staff if you want to as well. And of course, there's of that triangle, the students, the staff, we also have our parents. So if we flick to the next slide, you'll see an example of some of our, I'll come to the parents in a second. The community, of course, all of us, staff, students and parents are involved in making sure that we give back. And we give back in the local community through a lot of volunteer programs, but this is an example of one of the outreach that we do in the Philippines that we've got a connection with. So recently we also sent them sports kit. It's the first sports kit they've ever had for their school, and the photos that came back of the teams just brimming with pride would bring tears to your eyes. Also with uniforms that we no longer use for sustainability purposes, being able to repurpose them has been really important. So we've got this wonderful connection with this community in the Philippines, and we're also developing it further year on year, so it's sustainable partnership as well. So if we flick on to the next slide, you'll see there's our beautiful parents. Now, I don't like coming from different schools in my career. It sometimes feels that it's a little bit of an us versus them with the parents. I don't feel that here at all. It is, they really want what's best for their children and want to support the school to be able to help their students. So I've just had a Friends of Dulwich meeting recently with parents, and the number one thing on their agenda was that they want to have more spirit wear, and so that they can have hoodies and t-shirts and supporters gear, so that when they're on the sideline, people know that they're from Dulwich. We have one of the spirit wear has a lovely slogan that says "Proud Dulwich Parent," and we see those all over Seoul. These parents are really proud to be part of our community and want to help. So we've got 2 co-chairs at the moment of our FAD. They're constantly involved in helping, supporting other parents to make sure that they settle and the school community in any way they can, and wonderful events that we all benefit from. It's a little bit about the Friends of Dulwich. Right, so then if we just pop on to our campus, and we've got a fantastic campus right in the heart of Seoul, as I said, and we'll just flick through here. I should have probably actually started this with this slide because we actually have a slide on campus. So you can see there on the right-hand side, coming down from our lobby through to our basement, which is where our eating area is, we have a wonderful slide. You actually go a lot faster than you think you would. I think that's probably my lack of physics that is the issue there, but it brings a lot of fun to campus. And of course, we love fun at our school. It's really important of what we do. With lots of Korean elements, as you can see there. This is, and then onto the next slide, you can see we've just redesigned our IB facilities, and so we've got a really super flexible, innovative, great space. And you can see our university counsellors come off there as well. But this is part of our redesign. We're doing a 3-year redesign at the moment where we're creating new innovative spaces, and this is one of the first areas that's been redesigned, which is great. Onto the next one, you'll be able to see the sports facilities, because we do make sure we prioritise this. We've got a wonderful 50-metre pool. Oh, sorry, that's 20. Actually, is it 25? I get confused. We've got a beautiful pool, which they use for competitiveness. Our leopards, we played last night in volleyball. It was nearly lost my voice yelling, but they did a wonderful job within the gym. And of course, we've got some outdoor space, and we've got a field down the road that we can use when we need, like sports day, etc. Onto the next one, we've got our award-winning library, and I can confirm that we're going to be looking for someone to lead our library next year as one of our vacancies. So we're looking for a primary librarian who's going to be in charge of the inquiry hub. It is award-winning and it's absolutely gorgeous, and if I got my way, I'd be lying on the hammock reading books every day. But unfortunately, there's a few more things I need to do. And onto the next slide, you'll be able to see, obviously with our arts, we're very strong on our music and drama. So we've got great facilities there, also being upgraded over the next 2 years, which we're looking forward to. And of course, not everything just happens in our facilities. All of our year groups are involved in adventurous journeys, right from early years right up to the senior school. We go to places far and wide. We've got wonderful trips to Philippines and the Mongolia and Japan, etc. But our home base is Korea, the land of the morning calm. So I know, as you can see in the little comments popping up, that a few people have been here. And if you flick onto the next slide, you can just see a few shots, but it's just not going to do it justice. South Korea is a fabulous place to live. The food, the Han River, the greenery. You can see a few hills in the background. Seoul is ringed by hills. The hiking, the outdoor opportunities, absolutely stunning. You can have a really wonderful balance here of being in the city, but also being with nature. An hour by bus and you can be at the seaside, etc. It is a wonderful, wonderful place to live. And did I mention the food? The food is incredible, quite dangerous. And of course, the skincare. I'm actually 60, but this is how good I look. No, I'm hoping to age backwards. So it's a wonderful, lovely place to live, and it's very, very welcoming and easy to be able to get around as an international person. Korean language isn't very easy to learn, but if you're determined and you want to do well, that's there. So I know I need to be quiet now, so I'll stop. That's a whistle-stop tour. Of course, we look forward to more questions and getting to know you. And I will be online in the Q&A sort of, what's it called, Anderson?
The networking room.
The networking room. So,
there are plenty of questions for Alison. So Alison will be joining her networking room. So hit the school booth, look for Dulwich College Seoul, and it'll be live very shortly.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in.
Thank you so much, Alison.
With the right school.
Bye-bye.